Alright, cool. So just as a little frame of reference for where we are, where we're going, about almost 10 miles down trail right now. Got on trail at about, was it 8:15, 8 a.m. Left home at around 4:15, so it was about a 4-hour drive from DC down to Salem, Virginia, to bang out the Virginia Triple Crown. Parking lot. So I'll look at the phone now so I can kind of help point. That highest peak that you can see right here, that's McAfee Knob. Parked on the other side of that, about 4 miles. So yeah, about 4 miles up to the peak of McAfee Knob, and then hiked on down this ridge line, which kind of wraps around and back up to where we are now, which is Tinker Cliffs. So up on Tinker Cliffs right now, all the sort of farmland down below. Pretty neat. I'll come back to this shot in a second, but I'm gonna wrap around this ridge and then break out east and camp tonight at, I think it's called Lambert's Shelter on the AT. I'll camp there tonight, break camp tomorrow, and get on the Andy Lane Trail. So jump off the AT. The Andy Lane Trail will bring me from this ridge that I'm on right now down into the lowlands and back up onto North Mountain, which is the near mountain here. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to get on the mountain, if it's way out this way or someplace over here. I'm not quite certain. We'll see tomorrow. Either way, climb up that mountain, then about 15 miles all the way down the ridge. The bummer of that hike is it's kind of notorious for not having any water whatsoever. So, camel up before we get onto the ridge, and then carry what we think we'll need for a full day worth of hiking. Has a bit of sense of scale. I don't know if this is going to help. It's a little hazy today, but McAfee Knob, from where I'm standing, McAfee Knob is about halfway down the new mountain as far as I'll go, and eventually jump off New Mountain. I believe it's right by where this sort of horseshoe mountain range is out here someplace. Kind of maybe make out a little horseshoe shape mountain range, and I believe that is the horseshoe mountain range that makes up Dragon's Tooth, which will be the kind of the final peak. Yeah, so hiked 4 miles up to McAfee Knob, 6 miles over to where I'm standing. Got another mile or two before camp. I think it's just over a mile maybe. Break camp and then hike 16 miles along the new mountain tomorrow. I'm sorry, North Mountain tomorrow. And way on the far side of that ridge someplace, a place called Boy Scout Camp. So that's where I'll plan on making camp tomorrow night. And then at some point, what is that, Wednesday? At some point Wednesday is my birthday. Wake up, break camp, hike out to Dragon's Tooth, and then back to the car. Back behind McAfee's Knob, or McAfee Knob, or whatever. So, that's the hike. What this trail is like. This is what I would call a fun trail. That is over a 50-foot drop, for sure. Maybe a vulture or something. It's kind of ugly. Let's see how close I can get. God, that's a big critter. There he goes. That's pretty cool. Took me forever to walk that. He's just cruising. Not bad. There's my hand. Big and fat. So here we are at the crossroads over at Scorched Earth Gap. Quite dramatic sounding name. So to the left, that sign is for the Andy Lane Trail. That's where I'll be heading tomorrow morning, up the blue blaze, leaving behind the white blaze of the Appalachian Trail. Tonight, we're heading to that shelter, which is this way behind me. And I can't really think of a prettier approach to a shelter than 7-foot tall wildflowers on either side of the trail. So obviously gotta check myself for ticks afterwards, but it should be fun, should be pretty. See you at camp. Okay, just a couple minutes past 7 on Tuesday. About 2 miles from camp right now. I already broke camp, ate breakfast, packed up, got on the trail. We're heading off Andy Lane Trail right now. Just wanted to show you how awesome this trail is as I kind of pan the camera around somewhat level. You should be able to see that we are walking directly along a pretty wicked ridge. That is a pretty sheer drop. So I think I'm just going to hold the camera out in front of me and we'll walk together for a little bit so you can kind of get a sense. Oh goodness, pardon all the jiggles. So that pretty much goes, I can't say straight up, but pretty much up and pretty much down. Pretty good night last night. Made a friend, Alan from Massachusetts. He's a Patriots fan, but we'll forgive him. Nice guy. He was first to camp after I got there. I got there pretty early. Alan showed up probably about an hour after I did. And then what sounded like a group of about 4 or 6 slightly younger folks showed up after us and hung out for a while, and then they were bunked up by about 10. I had been laying down for 3 hours by the time 10 o'clock came around, but not so much sleeping exactly, just kind of resting and waiting for sleep to come. So, you know, but good thing about going to bed early, real early like that, is that you kind of wake up early. I was up at just 5 in the morning. Got up, made coffee, made breakfast, started packing up. So doing things that way, hopefully I'm able to beat the heat of the day. I had that one small ascent up out of camp. I'm getting ready to start the descent now, which will bring us from Tinker Cliffs over to North Mountain. Obviously, to get up onto that ridge of North Mountain is going to be a bit of a climb, but at some point in between we'll have a stream. We'll water up, camel up, and load up probably about 5 liters of water to take us the next 15 miles across the North Mountain ridge line. So, anyways, just wanted to show you just a little bit of what this trail is looking like as we proceed. So, we'll probably check in again back at the stream. Till then. But as I got into the lowlands here, I got very excited to notice what kind of tree these are. I don't know if it's really coming out in the video. You'll always be able to identify them by their super tall height, but super thin trunks. So, super thin. There we go. So you'll see just these humongous leaves that are also sort of oddly shaped the more you look at them, and then they grow opposite one another. This type of tree is very fancy to come across this time of year. This type of tree is the pawpaw tree. Tends to grow very near water. You can see sort of way in the background here this sort of stone basin. That's where that stream is coming through. So it's only about 20 feet back through the brush and thicket You'll also generally find pawpaw trees in these huge thick patches, so it's tough to kind of get a sense of the difference here. So just before the pawpaw thicket, kind of see normal woodlands looking situation, right? A lot of bare tree trunks, low-lying brush, right? Pretty normal woodlands. But as you move into the pawpaw thicket, for one, there's the rather dry stream. There is some water in there. But you'll also notice, as I just hold the camera up, that you just move into darkness. Boy, those leaves are so big, and they grow in such tight patches that even without looking for pawpaw trees, if you're just kind of aware of them, you'll notice, man, it gets dark, and all of a sudden, just your view is very different, even just at head height. It's very sticky and very dark. So all these trunks are so thin, all these leaves are so big, that you just kind of, I don't know, I don't mean to sound corny, but it's almost like you just kind of sense that you're in a pawpaw area. So if you know what you're looking for with the water, at the time of year, with the type of tree, you just might get lucky. So let's see. I don't really know if there's a best way to cut these open. They're kind of strange little fruits. So let's see. Just kind of squirt it around, almost like you would for like a, I don't know what. Break it open. 3 little pits. This side looks like only 1 pit there, wrapped up in the white here. So I am excited because this is a nice orange color. That's what you want, nice and juicy looking. Just kind of eat the sort of the pulpy flesh bit out of it. That is very good. I don't even know how to begin to describe the taste. Almost like a lychee, I don't know. Perhaps the spitting out the pits is the whole reason why they grow in patches. So those 3 I'm bringing with me. Maybe there'll be some pawpaws 10 years from now or whatever in the place where I'm camping tonight. That'd be nice. That is a super nice treat on the trail. And I'm super excited to get to those 3 later on tonight. But for now, I'll load everything up. I still have a long ways to go before tonight. So I'll see you all later. Did want to stop though and make a quick video, because just out across there, if I zoom in, that is Tinker Cliffs right there. So that's where I was yesterday. It's always kind of nice to see where you've come from. So it's day 3. It's my birthday. We're approaching the peak of Dragon's Tooth. Beautiful sunrise behind me. You can see some of the clouds settling into some of the valleys. Well, getting ready to come out of some of the valleys. They have these dogs. I don't know if they'll bark again. These 2 dogs. Basically, this hike wraps all the way around some of these highest mountain ridges. 35 miles in total. Just about every morning I've heard these dogs barking, and they could be 4 miles away for all I know, 5 miles away. Who knows? But from each one of these ridges, from each one of these ridges I've heard these dogs barking, and kind of makes me miss my puppy. And they're not going to bark anymore, so we missed it. That's alright. about 5 till 8, September 16th. We've reached the top of Dragon's Tooth. Pretty spectacular views here. And I gotta say, it is really, really amazing at this time of day. The way that the clouds are all nestled into the valley still. Indeed, this sort of central valley there. These clouds were covering pretty much the whole thing. Probably about 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. Clouds are receding fast, but boy, I'm glad I made it to see him. You know, yeah, those are the treetops 50 feet below me, so if that gives you any idea, it's a pretty spectacular spot for sure. Anyways, let's show you where we've come from and where we're going. These ridges are just really something, man. Anyways, those ridges far off have nothing to do with where I'm coming from or where I'm going. So, just like in their past video, we can see this is McAfee Knob. That's the highest point anywhere on any of these ridges. Oh, I don't know, that one might be a little higher. Can't quite tell if that guy's a little higher or not. I'll have to check out the topo again. It is a little further beyond McAfee, so maybe higher, maybe not. Anyways, that's McAfee Knob, which means we started someplace down on these ridges. Hiked from McAfee Knob, well, from somewhere in these ridges, up to McAfee Knob, and then down around these ridges up to Tinker Cliffs over there. Camped the first night over on the back side of Tinker Cliffs. That was down at Lambert's Meadow. And yesterday morning woke up at Lambert's Meadow, hiked back up and over the hump of Tinker Cliffs, down the Andy Lane Trail into Catawba Creek area, down behind there. That's where I found the pawpaws, back that way, so that was pretty cool. Up the North Mountain Ridge, all the way along the North Mountain Ridge. That was a really nice hike. Just about 8 miles across North Mountain Ridge. I kind of get foggy on exactly what happened as we get into this ridge. I'm sure it probably just descended, and it starts to get a little confusing the closer we get in. But anyways, camped down at Boy Scout camp last night. It's a nice night, kind of a popular spot. Again, there's a trailhead right next to it, so a lot of people kind of parked there. There was a group of like 6 Japanese-speaking folks. Came in, 3 couples, cooked a nice dinner, and sort of hung out, spoke, enjoyed nature for the evening, and then left once it got dark. That's one way to do it for sure. I appreciate people getting out. So anyways, that was Boy Scout camp. There are about 3, 4, 5 sets of you know, the sort of backpacker types, my type out here doing what I'm doing, I'm sure. Again, we are off the AT, so I don't think they were AT through hikers or anything, but maybe just doing the Virginia Triple Crown. Anyways, Boy Scout camp last night, back behind that ridge this morning, about 3 miles up to where I'm sitting. Hey, up on Dragon Tooth. And after I've had my fill here, I'm gonna hike down, not that down, but you know, a more reasonable path down. Come down someplace so you can kind of see power lines. You can see a little farmhouse. You can see one ridge, green patch of grass behind that ridge, right here, and then this little split in the ridge. That's where we're going to climb back up. At some point by then we will have jumped back onto the AT. In fact, shoot, it's the AT that brings us up here to Dragon Tooth. It's only a 0.1 mile adventure off the AT to get to this summit. But we'll jump back onto the AT. We'll climb up by this grassy patch, up back onto this ridge, and along this ridge, back over towards McAfee Knob. And again, just like I said, somewhere back in this area is where we parked. So, should be, I don't know what, 6 miles, 7 miles, who cares? Not too terribly long. Should be fun. Mostly descents until we get over to that ridge. So, yeah, It is drop dead beautiful out here, and I don't know how I'm going to work up the nerve to actually leave this spot because I could stay here all day long. Fantastic, fantastic. Is it breakfast time? All right, a little tired. That is a big hill, but we just got up to the top of the green patch that I saw from the Dragon Tooth. Gonna head back into the woods now. Should be just under 4 miles back to the parking lot. But there's the green patch. Way up here is Dragon Tooth. Good stuff. Well, just finished up. That was the Virginia Triple Crown. Total moving time was 15 hours and 59 minutes, which wasn't really by design, but just kind of worked out that way, so that was kind of nice. That was a really, really fun hike. I am super excited about having done that hike. Honestly, I feel pretty good right now. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, but I feel like usually for a hike of this distance and this elevation, usually I'm feeling a little more beat up, so I don't know if I just kind of took it easy. I kind of played it smart, had enough food or water or whatever. Maybe it was the cooler temperatures. I'm not sure exactly. What did it. Why I'm feeling less beat up than I usually would. Yeah, it's 66 degrees right now, and that's honestly the hottest my thermometer's registered since just about since I got out here. The first day was a little warmer, maybe in the mid 70s, but ever since Monday night, it's been cooler. So that's been fantastic. Anyways, what an amazing hike. Can't recommend it highly enough. Definitely would recommend doing 2 nights. I think, I mean, like anything, I guess it's possible in 1 night. I guess it's possible in 1 day, but you are a real beast. And if you do that, and I'm not sure, I know for a fact I wouldn't have enjoyed it so much on 1 night. I probably would have been really, really hurting. So definitely 2 nights was the way to do it. Bring enough food, bring enough water, know what you're getting into. That's about it. Have fun.